talk about biological rhythms.
Bom, boa noite. Boa noite. Minha apresentação não vai ser tão rápida. Depois disso aqui eu tenho uma formação, diria, tradicional. Dentro do protocolo, mas quem sabe, né, o acaso não me ajuda, e com tudo que já se passou aqui hoje, a me inspirar e na verdade, acho que também a minha inserção na ciência, né, através do desenvolvimento do meu doutorado nesse tema, acho que me fez questionar algumas coisas, as coisas como a gente vê, né, e quem sabe poder ser um pouco mais criativo também. Falo em inglês? If possible? Yes, yes. So, I will now talk about biological rhythms, especially the sleep-wake rhythm, and adolescence. At first I will show this video, which is called A History of the Sky, and you see sunrising and sunsetting along the different seasons. and the amount of light we are exposed to during a winter day or a summer day. To this reason, we have also a rhythm that should be synchronized with environmental cycles. Long ago, but not that long, the pioneer researchers have found that at first on plants that living beings have an inner rhythm, which is represented here by this experiment where they observed this planta sensitiva, mimosa pudica, the one we pass our fingers through the leaves and then they close, but which also shows movements according to the amount of light during the day. What they have observed is that this movement occurred, was kept even when they were isolated from this environmental clues. So, meaning that we have this, there is an inner system which is generating this rhythm, independent from the nature's rhythm. This rhythm was also observed in humans. So, first researchers have entered a cave in the US, and they have studied their cells, as you can see here, towards their what would happen if you don't know whether it is day or night. And still, they could find a rhythm in sleep and wake, in some other hormonal rhythms which are in sync with this sleep-wake cycle, and that light should be a factor affecting this rhythm. What those there in the cave found was that our inner rhythm was close to 24 hours, but not exactly. So when we are outside of the cave, we should synchronize to the 24-hour light-dark cycle of nature. But there is a variability of this characteristic. Some of us would entrain, is the word we use, entrain to the cycle earlier, and some would entrain later. For example, when, and this is affected by age and sex. This, most of you should have noticed this, as babies would sleep most of the time, but when you also notice there is already a rhythm in their sleep, they usually prefer, we would say, to sleep early and wake up early in the day, in the next day. When we reach adolescence, we reach our lateness. We could say that adolescents prefer, and prefer perhaps is not the best word, because this is not something they want to or they prefer, but this is really a physiological characteristic, a tendency of the body to choose to sleep later, very late, sometimes when some other people are already waking up, and to sleep until late in the next day. After adolescence, after the 20s is also, we once again become earlier types. Among elderly people, this is very clear. They prefer to sleep early and wake up early. Sex affects this also as age. Women tends to be earlier than men. What is giving this freedom is a system which is mainly regulated by light, enters our retina, and reaches a region in our central nervous system, which is called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which is a very tiny piece of the central nervous system, which connects to another gland, a very important gland, which produces melatonin. The melatonin is the hormone which facilitates sleep. When there is darkness, it is produced. And when there is light, on the other hand, it is inhibited. Its production is inhibited. As I said, light is our main Zeitgeber. Zeitgeber is a word which is very used among our research, which means Zeit. It's a German word. Zeit means time, and Geber means given. And is regulating the system, especially. Nowadays, we know there are some other regulators, there are other Zeitgebers, for example, physical exercise, meals, work, but it's still light, and natural light, we would say, is the main regulator. Interesting. In the process of industrialization, we tend to be able to have light whenever we want. Not the natural light, but still some light we use in our homes or school might pretty much be similar to the effect of the natural light. Nowadays we know that the shortwave lights, green and bluish lights are the most effective in this way, are more similar to natural sunlight in this effect. We turn from a situation when initially we worked for example, in agricultural communities, which were regulated mainly by natural cycles. When there is light outside, we should work, and when there is no more light, we should go home, rest, to start the day once more next day. But nowadays, there isn't exactly this very clear situation. I assume from your experience and from our experience right now, that 9 at PM it's time to be in darkness. Or not. Not anymore. Not anymore. What happens in adolescence, from many research and many studies we have developed, is that you know that when adolescents become late, they have their classes starting earlier than ever. Usually, younger kids go to school during the afternoon, and then when they turn adolescents, school classes start earlier. I don't know exactly what is the time of the classes here. 8:15. It's a bit late comparing to many of the schools here in Porto Alegre, I would say. Some would start at 7:30, and for adolescents this can be very hard. This characteristic lasts during our whole life. If you are a morning type of person or an early type of person when you're a baby, you will be that for the rest of your life. But in adolescence, everybody turns a bit late. The problem is that we have been finding that being late during adolescence and having to go to school very early in the morning has been associated with depressive symptoms, with overweight and obesity, and in many studies with adult samples, adult population, we have also found association with cardiovascular diseases. So, to a medical doctor interested in diseases, which is a problem, we have found perhaps a healthier way, non-pharmacological, because many of the research lays on pharmacological implications, and what we are suggesting is to question school time during this specific, I know many, or at least half of you would say classes should start by 9. Yeah. Some of you are just laughing at me and saying, yeah, good idea. And this, we could say, that has a scientific basis. This is important, but this is true. This was very critically reviewed, studied. So we could say that this is true. This has been replicated with different cultural background samples. So it's not only a cultural effect, and it is possible to do so. Now we have a problem. So, that's it. Thank you very much.